First shiny bit in 50 years. It's all repacked. I cleaned those bushes, put them back on, it all works good. See that bolt down there, you can barely see it. It's been all cleaned and painted with clear. And bolts for the shocks. Anyway, pretty happy with it. They're the old shocks off the Norton. They fit perfectly. But pretty much. Just got to get some more of these dome nuts for down here. Bought these brand new old stock foot pegs. Got them on. Anyway, it's starting to look alright as far as I'm concerned. I'm getting a lot of stuff chromed. This stuff here is off of the chrome plate of the tank. That stuff there, I'll just get that chrome for starters. There's the two coils that I've got. I'm just getting the rust off them. Anyway, thank you. Time's come to unwrap some new parts. Brand new piston, new barrel. That's brand new. All this stuff's new. I've got new bearings, everything. I'm about to start putting this thing together. I have found that there is something a little bit different about this bloody new part I bought from America. You have a close look at these ends. This part here and that part there is different. So, and plus these are a square cut gear. These ones have been chamfered off. I can change that if it's necessary, but they may have done that for a reason. I think it might have. This might be the older one, and they've made it bigger. That makes it more beefy because that just loses strength cutting them, chamfering those ends. So, guys, I've contacted the Fuji 480 Facebook thing, and apparently they're the same part number. So I don't know. I'm going to give it a go. See if it'll do it. But somewhere, somehow, I'll be able to find this part. Hopefully, but I'm hoping that this one will do it. So we'll see. Anyway, I'm about to start putting this thing together. First thing I do is install these bearings. One of these things. That's home now. Do the other side. I did heat it up with the butane torch. And there's both them bearings in with the circlips on. Inner oil seal. You don't want oil getting into the combustion chamber. That's the combustion chamber there. That round bit. It's part of the. Yeah, that's where the crankshaft spins. It's also part of the combustion chamber on a two-stroke. Alright, next thing. As usual, I'm not doing a very good job at filming all this going together, but this is sort of the stage we're at. These bearings are in, I've got the crank in. That's the dreaded main shaft. It doesn't look like it matters, that bit being different, which is great. All these gears mesh. That's unreal. And now the next stage is I've got to put the kickstarter shaft in, which goes through here. And is that upside down? I don't know, for some reason it's upside down. I'm not sure what's going on. Anyway, I've just got to figure out the kickstarter shaft. There it is there, but that's got to be sort of loaded up with the spring, and these little bits and pieces in here have to go in there. So I'm about to figure that crap out next, and then I can put the last gear on. And then the side casing can go on. I'll put some sealer around here, put that together, and then that gearbox is put together. Mucho bueno. Well, there's the gearbox all assembled, kickstarter's in. Presume that all works. I know the gearbox is set correctly, and the crankshaft, so this kickstarter, hopefully it's. I don't see why it wouldn't work, and everything only goes together one way. So what I've got to do now is put some sealer around here, all this, and then drop the left side crankcase on. That'll be next. Right, we're all ready to go. I've got this assembly lube on everywhere, where everything drops down. It's going to get oil in it anyway, but that stuff dissolves into the oil. Put the new bearings in. Got the seal I wanted. So it's pretty much ready to put this stuff around it and drop on. And see how it goes. Right, there's that stuff. I think you only need to put it on one side. You don't want too much of that shit floating around. These Japanese motors are that good. You really don't even need that shit, but I'll put a bit there. It says to. Well, there's all that back together. Neutral. Kickstarter works. It's handy. Might come in handy to have a Kickstarter. Anyway, the next stage, I suppose I'll put the flywheel on and the clutch. Drop the barrel on. Then put on the magneto and the sprocket and the side covers. Carby. Okay, finished for the day. It's time to work back on the little motor. Just putting these new things here in. There's those things installed. They're brand new old stock. I've had them for quite a while. Next thing goes on is the piston. There's the rings on. The top one's got a chrome face on it. Apparently it goes on the top. Alright, put a little gudgeon pin on, the clips. And then I can drop the new barrel on, brand new. Nothing easy about putting that on. That bloody gudgeon pin, I had to press it in. And then the needle, when I tried tapping it in, the needle roller exploded. So I had to fix that. Lucky I found all the needles, only 5 of them come out. But I've managed to get that circlip in. You barely see it. Very difficult to get that in. I installed that in the piston before I did that. Then I put that gudgeon pin in and out 20 times. It was still stiff as. So I ended up pressing it in with a G-clamp. And I got it in. So it's in. Now I've got to do is put in the last circlip. That'll never come out in a million years. It doesn't even need the circlip. It's pressed in. Anyway, I'll persevere. I'll put that circlip in, and next, I can't believe it, I got that circlip in. And it's always a good thing to stuff rags and crap in there when you're doing this sort of shit. Anyway, that's together. The barrel's going on next, and then the head. The problem with these old genuine parts, I had to surgically remove that gasket out of there without wrecking it. Anyway, new gasket's installed, barrel's going on. Boom. Straight on. Mucho happy. I've managed to buy a brand new gear lever for this thing. I don't know how old it is, but it's got the proper logo on it and everything. That's going on it. I'll give this a wipe and a clean. To say I'm happy is, you wouldn't believe how happy I am to have that thing looking like that. Anyway, the head's going on, and then I'm going to call it a day. I'm bloody hungry. New head gasket. Just put that crap back in there until I need it. That's the intake, that's the exhaust. That's for the side cover. Head's on now. There you go, all done. Well, it's not all done. Well, if I put the magneto on that, bung a carby on it, it'll start. I don't even have the flywheel and the clutch hooked up yet. You don't need that for it to start. This bit here is the bit that makes it run, the crankshaft. All that rubbish in there. You cut that off there and it would run. You don't need that back bit. But that'll be getting put on too, I'm just saying. With these little motors, you don't need the gearbox. That just helps it move. It doesn't make it start. Anyway, I'm ecstatic. You know how happy I am to see that thing like that. I've been carting this thing around for years and years. Got the exhaust all ready to go. I'm getting this stuff here chromed. That'll be getting put in the frame over there. Tank, I've got 2 tanks, so that one's off to the chromers, and I'll paint that red bit in the centre. I've got a brand new carby. This bike's getting fired up. I'm stoked. Just put that crap on it tomorrow. Hook up the clutch and the flywheel. Hook this stuff here up. I may give that a coat of clear. I'm not happy with it. It's heat-proof paint, but it's dull. Anyway, I'll see about that tomorrow. That's nothing. Anyway, I'm stoked. I'm super stoked. Yeah, what I'll do is I'll put that on a video. Like I keep making these videos, but I chop a lot of stuff out of it to get it into 15 minutes. So I'll try and put all this on it, and I'll make another video when it's completely finished and running. Thank you.